Hey, Julia Barzyk from Wise Investigator. Okay, so what does success with research funding look like? I'm going to tell you very quickly about the success of three of our clients. And I chose these people to talk about, and I'm not naming names or institutions or anything like that because we keep this private. But three clients who've had great success with Wise Investigator. Let's see what that looks like because these three people were in very different situations. And you might find yourself in one of these situations or yet another situation. And we work totally one on one with clients. So that's why we can adapt to the struggles and the career stage that you're at now. Because even if you're in an early career stage and you're an assistant professor, there's different stages within that, right? So let's go chronologically here. Okay, so the first person I am thinking of is someone who was about 4 or 5 years into an assistant professor position, coming up for tenure very soon, and had already been moved from institution from the first faculty position to another faculty position at a higher ranked institution. And this person had done all the things right and was in a very strong position overall. They had received funding for their research previously, not a huge amount, but they had received some from different funders. And overall, they were in a very strong position, but they wanted to apply for a very prestigious early career award. And they engaged Services of Wise Investigator. And to make a long story short, they won that very prestigious award. Now, I am confident that this person's career was headed in the right direction. If they had not worked with Wise Investigator, I don't think they would have had major problems. But the fact that they won this prestigious award, which was also a lot of money, really accelerated their career in a big way and certainly would be helping the tenure process, which I imagine it did, and this person was granted tenure. And what we were able to do that was so important was help with packaging because this person had the raw ingredients there. They had work that was preliminary results, say, and work that they had done to demonstrate that they could do what they were going to do. They had built out lab facilities that were very appropriate to the sponsors' needs. They had those capabilities. That lab was full of students and very active. And they had some collaborations that they were able to leverage when they put this proposal and the application together. But putting this whole package together is something that, especially when you have all of those pieces, you want to make the most of them. You want to make sure all of those pieces shine and that it is pulled together to tell a coherent story about you and your work. And so that's what we were able to do. And this person commented that when they got the good news, wouldn't have been able to do it without this support. And whether no one can say definitively if that was true or not, but undoubtedly the packaging that we were able to assemble around all this work and the years of success and the years of achievements, because this person had a lot of achievements, we're able to package that together and they did win this big award. Another person I will mention is somebody who was just starting out in a faculty position. They had come directly from, maybe not directly from grad school, but maybe in a postdoc for just a short time, but they were really new to this. They were really just getting started. And they started a faculty position at the time that they were starting. They had the foresight to say, oh, maybe I should get some help with funding before I start having problems, help me learn how to work this process. And so they started working with us, and there was a deadline they wanted to submit towards, which was in the November timeframe. And they started working with us, let's say maybe August last year. Well, we were able to support them on that submission. That was a submission to a foundation. And they learned this past spring that they were funded. And this was not a huge award, but it's pretty darn big for a first year, not even completed that first full year in the position, really maybe 8, 9 months into the position. And it was a six-figure award, so it was not a tiny award by any means. And this was a foundation that my team and I had never helped, supported anyone preparing for this, for submission to this foundation. But we've got a lot of experience with supporting clients submit to many different kinds of funders. So even though this one was new to us, we were able to provide strong support on that proposal and everything surrounding it, including some LinkedIn that we support all of our clients with. But the improvements and changes that we were able to help them make to the LinkedIn profile actually ended up being really critical to part of this proposal preparation process. I'm not going to get into the details, but this client did learn they were funded, and to get that award within the first academic year of starting a position with someone coming in with very little experience in applying for funding is a huge win. So this person was in a very different situation than the first person that I mentioned, but we were able to support them both. And the last person that I'll describe is a client who had been in their role maybe 3 or 4 years as assistant professor, and a lot of achievements, a lot of big successes, but the funding was not working out. Having submitted a lot of applications and not having gotten any of them through. And understandably, this person was very frustrated and confused because all the achievements were there, and there are other indications from their research community that their work was highly valued. They're invited to engage in a lot of stuff. We came to learn that this individual is very hardworking. All of our clients are hardworking, and this person was on the very active and energetic side in terms of the work that they were willing to put in and that they did put in. And we had to take a look at those declined proposals, talk to this person, understand, okay, what has been going wrong? In my assessment, a lot of what was going wrong did come down to some bad luck and just unfortunate situations that didn't work out. But even if you have been having this bad luck because you feel like, okay, I probably am doing things kind of right, but nothing's really working out. Well, you can't exactly be sure that it's only bad luck until you break that streak of bad luck. So you want to assess, is it something more than bad luck? And whatever was responsible for not having that success in the past, you do need to have success in the future, especially when you are coming up for tenure. So this person did not have time to mess around, to just try for another year on their own and just see what happens and cross their fingers and hope that it works out. They did not have time for that. And like I said, this individual is very hardworking, proactive, and we connected and were able to provide support. And long story short, this person was funded on an award from a mission-driven funder, a funder that many departments are going to be very happy to hear about because it's not easy to win money from this funder. And whether it's true or not, there's an impression out there that once an award like this is won, there could be more money in the future. So these are 3 different clients, and we have all of our clients are in their own situation. So I could give you more examples, but I thought this provided a nice picture snapshot of the kind of people we help, the kind of situations they're coming in with, which is very diverse, and the kind of outcomes that they get. So totaling all 3 of these awards together, it's just under $1.3 million that was won. And so look at the pricing on our website and look at what we offer, because that is an excellent return on investment.